Okay. So today we are looking at perspective. So one of the things that you may be asked to do in your professional life as a designer is to provide a sketch or to provide storyboards for the show that you're doing. In fact, what do you mean no? Yes, you may. In fact, you will be asked to provide storyboards for this show. Huh? How convenient. So, in the old days, when I was in school, when you took line design, you had to learn how to draw a perspective drawing of the set so that you could do storyboards on it. Well, that seems to be a little silly because the computer will give you a perspective drawing of the set. We used to do about 4 class sessions on this. And then all the storyboard work was done at home. We're going to actually do the storyboards in class, or partially in class, because you guys can print out your storyboards from here. So let's talk about how we do storyboards. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to get there and you're going to see the set. You've got 2 sets, right? You've got Acts 1 and 3 and Act 2. You're going to need to do storyboards for both acts. Okay? For your homework, your next Vectorworks assignment, you only have to have 1 perspective drawing done. Okay? But frankly, I'm going to show you how you do one, and I'm going to show you how to do the second one, and you really should be able to do both in like a moment. Okay. So, perspective drawing, a couple things you probably are going to want to do. So we're going to do this in the other order. One of the things you do need to have on your drawing is a person. Okay? People are important. So we're going to draw a person. And we're going to find a person in our tool sets, and in case they're not open, windows, palettes, tool sets. Okay? And we're going to come down to the one with the light bulb. Okay? Which is your visualization tool set. And do you see this thing that looks like the Michelangelo drawing of a person? Da Vinci. Sorry, Da Vinci drawing of a person. You're going to click that, and that is our people drawing tool. Okay? I'm going to let you guys know that you can get, what?
I don't have that people person thing.
You should, and after class I'll show you where it is. You're under visualization? Try 3D modeling if he's not there. Not there?
Nope.
Okay. I will help you I will help you when I'm done with this. And anyone else you got 2016? I have 2015. He's there in 2015. Check on all of them and see if any of them are labeled human figure tool. Okay. Once you find your human figure tool, you're going to click on the page, and now you have a person. Okay. I'm just going to move around in 3D here so we can look at our person a little bit more. Okay. And that's all you need. You do not need to go crazy, but I want to show you that you can kind of go crazy. Okay? So under Object Info, there are some things you can change about your person. You can make them thin, average, or large. Okay? You can make them a man, a woman, a boy, or a girl. You can affect their height. They come in at 5'10". I always set mine to 6 feet. Actually, I've lost weight. I don't have to be large anymore. I always put me on the set. I'll say I'm average. Okay, I'll be vain. I'll say I'm petite. Yeah, not really. Okay. Posture. Some pre-built postures. When I got my first version of Vectorworks, there were 2. There was sitting and standing. There's now standing, waving. Wave. No, don't check for updates. Oh.
Yes.
I know. Okay. Now he's waving. Walking, running, kneeling on one knee, sitting, all kinds of sitting, reclining, lying back.
Wait,
Please, click it.
He's leaning on something, I guess.
Like on the wall.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it has to be up against the wall.
Well, and here's the thing. Vectorworks is too stupid to understand stuff like that. So you can put him in any position you want. I'm going to just put him back arms at side. Okay, our basic default. Okay. If none of those, oh, by the way, you can change his attire. Top can be a t-shirt, polo, dress shirt, leotard, or unitard.
Wow, that's some options.
Okay. Bottoms can be pants, shorts, skirts of 3 lengths, or a dress. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Footwear, dress shoes, casual shoes, or athletic shoes. Hair can be ponytail, medium, short, very short, or bald. By the way, just so you know, your women can be bald too. The same settings exist whether they're a male or a female. Okay, you can also give them a jacket and a tie. And then you have all these settings. So custom position. You can get lost in this for days.
What?
Oh, yes. You can tilt the head.
What you meant by going crazy?
It's like
Uh-huh.
making the perfect mate.
It's like
Yeah,
Sims.
render. And we can see what I just did to their head. Ooh. By the way, there are no rules about being physically, Vectorworks has no comprehension of, oh, that's physically possible.
Wait.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
You can bend their hips, their waist.
Do it.
You can adjust their arms, their legs.
I want someone to do it with this For the stay alive.
It lets you do this stuff. Try not to have Hunchback of Notre Dame or something.
Same. Same.
How you doing today?
Yeah. Okay. Again, you need a person on your set because what most directors care about is what the lighting is going to look like on who? The actors. Okay. Now you have at most 2 people on your stage at any one point, right? So one of the things you can do if you want, you could actually set up a scene in the play. You know, where you think one person's going to be seated, one person's going to be standing, whatever. You can set that up if you want, but you need at least a person on your drawing. Okay. Then you're going to go around and you're going to use your flyover tool to get your set approximately where you think would be a good view. Okay. This is not in perspective yet. Okay. This kind of looks like perspective, but it's not. Then we're going to actually go into perspective. We're going to go view, projection, perspective. View, projection, perspective. Now it is actually in perspective. Okay, things that are farther away look smaller. Huh? Did you say creepy?
I said freaky.
Freaky? Okay. Use your arrow key. You can adjust your corners. Okay. And get a perspective that's going to show off what you want the set to look like for your rendering. Part of doing this well is cheating. And by that I mean choose a rendering of the set, a view of the set that it would really show off your lighting. Okay? Because what you're doing all this stuff for is to sell your ideas to a director. Okay? One of the other things I'm going to recommend is that you take your corners and you take them so they're pretty close to your page size, because that's kind of the biggest image you can print out. Okay? And then you can still use your flyover tool and kind of tilt and go, that's a better look. You can use the feet. The feet let you kind of move around, move your camera around, kind of like walking. You can use the translate tool, which is just kind of moving your planes around. You can use the rotate tool. I want to rotate. Okay. no, there's not a super easy way to do this. If you get lost, you can always go back to a top plan view and then start adjusting again, because you can get zoomed in really far or zoomed out too far. Yeah, I want to translate down a little bit. And of course, you want your stage to take up, a good chunk of our visual plane. Okay, if you go, all this stuff up here is not needed, once you have the image as best you can, you say, you know what, I don't want that stuff at the top. I'm going to cut it off. So you can do that and you say, yep. Cut that off, okay? I've got a pretty good view of my stage. I'm going to choose a hidden line view. So we're going to go View, Rendering, Hidden Line. And I'm going to zoom in on this just a little bit. Okay? It's going to take it a moment to build this. Okay? But so you guys can see, okay? Whoops, too far.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay? Here's what my set looks like, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly what we're going to be doing with this in class. Oh, you want to turn your focus points off? These floating disks are your focus points. Go ahead and turn those off. We don't need those. There we go, okay? So I've got a nice little sketch of Act 3. I have my false proscenium. I have my walls, okay? I have the furniture. And now what I want to do is I want to print this out, okay? Zooming out here. Okay, we see this is our piece of paper. Remember, we can move our piece of paper by clicking on the hand tool or the pan tool and holding down, and we get our move page tool. So get this set up just the way you want it on your paper. And then you're going to go ahead and print it out. Okay? If you don't have a printer at home, what you can do is you can do File, Export to PDF. And this is going to export your page to a PDF. Click Export and give it a name and tell it where you want it to be. And then you can bring that into the Idea Lab or any computer lab on campus and print it out. Does that make sense? Okay. Or if you have a printer at home or you're doing this in the lab, just print it out. Okay. So once you have Act 1 done, and here's where I say not doing Act 2 is silly. Turn Act 2 off, and it's going to say, do you need to render again? You can just do wireframe for the moment. And then turn Act 2 on, and then view rendering wireframe. And now you have Act 2. I recommend doing just the hidden line. Some of you may say, you know what, I really need to see what the backdrop looks like. And you're going to try to do a rendering and do, OpenGL. Which is so dark I can't see anything. Must mean somewhere I have a light turned on. Rendering. Artistic Render works. You can play with some of the other ones, but here's the thing. It gets really, really hard to draw your lighting in when you're drawing over all this black. Because when you print this out, it's going to be black. Okay? So it's much easier. I will have, the day we're doing this, I'll have this here if you want to kind of get an idea of what the backdrop looks like, what the trees look like, stuff like that. So I would just do hidden line. View, rendering, hidden line. And you have a pretty good idea of what your set looks like. And then what we're going to be doing is drawing, sketching renderings of your set. Okay? And again, if you say, I like that view for Act 1, but for Act 2 I want to change it, okay, well you can use your flyover tool and adjust things. And it'll render it. Oh yeah, I want to move in a little closer. Okay. Whatever it is you want, but you're going to be selling the director on this. And so a couple things I recommend is make sure you at least get the whole proscenium arch in and that you have a person. And you say, oh, I don't want the person there. You can move the person, you know, do all kinds of things. Okay, any questions? This should be a really easy Next Vectorworks assignment. Should take you, what, 15 minutes? Yes? Okay, so everyone will have it done? Yes, good to hear. Okay. I do want to tell you the more people you put in the drawing, the slower it renders. So, you know, don't put 400 people in. You only have 2 people anyway, so, okay. Okay. Questions, comments?